Hello, my name is Michael Kaplan, and I am the chair of the Thomas R. Porter Lifetime Achievement Award Council. And I want to tell you a little bit about my background at the NACVA, the National Association of Certified Valuators and Analysts. I got involved in this organization back in 1995. I attended an educational program, and it was the first formal program that I attended in the world of business valuation. And I got to the class, and there was another gentleman in the class who was there. He came from the Denver area, and his name was Ed Cordes. And we started this process together. We started the educational program together. We went through the Valuation Certification and Training Center, and then shortly thereafter, each of us was invited to be on the educational team, on the training development team, on the faculty, and we actually taught in the same curriculum. Ed taught some very, very sophisticated and complex valuation concepts. I taught the litigation piece in the program. And it was always a pleasure crossing paths with him, teaching together with him, and hearing about what he was up to when he was not on at the programs. And he always talked about his family. Ed was a very special person. But about that same time, in fact, one of the other first individuals I met at the NACVA was Tom Porter. And Tom also joined the organization about the same time. He did not go through the same training center that Ed and I did. He did, however, join the faculty and the training development team at the same time that Ed and I did. So we're all part of this one core group. And we had a lot of good times together. We accomplished a lot. It was back in the early days of the world of business valuation. And unfortunately, Tom passed away about 13 years ago. And in recognition of his contributions to the profession, we created the Thomas R. Porter Lifetime Achievement Award. He was the professional's professional. We all looked up to him. He adored his family. He was always there to bestow praise on others, last one to accept credit. And we wanted to do something special. We created the Porter Award, the Lifetime Achievement Award. But one of the important things in giving the award to the deserving participants is we looked for individuals. We wanted the members that we chose throughout the years to be individuals who demonstrated exemplary character, who demonstrated exemplary leadership, who had professional achievements to demonstrate all of that, and who never, ever did anything unless it was their best and unless it represented the highest level of ethics and the highest level of integrity. And today we're here to present the award to Ed Cordes, who had all of those characteristics. He demonstrated those characteristics. He was a character. He was a really, really character. When Ed walked into the room, you knew that he was there. I mean, he was never invisible, never transparent. His presence was known. When Ed opened his mouth, he was very direct, never held back on, if he had something to say, he said it. And those of us who were there, we took notes. We just shut up and take notes when Ed was talking because he was right, and he was right on. And led a very, very interesting life. He, He was a CPA. He initially practiced with a large CPA firm, Ernst & Young, but then he went out and established a new company, Cordes & Company, headquartered in the Denver area, and Ed and his company became recognized very, very shortly as the preeminent firm in the area of distressed companies and receiverships and all that went along with it. But again, that was Ed, and I would not expect anything less. The company established offices in various other locations. Ed was a real leader. But there's the backside of his business card. And the backside of his business card is, what did he do when he wasn't working? What did he do? I mean, what kinds of things was Ed involved in to make the world a better place? What kind of things was Ed involved in that brought sunshine into the lives of those people who are less fortunate than he was? And first of all, some of the business things, he served on public boards, charitable boards, the Colorado State Fair Board, the board of the Arapahoe County Water and Wastewater Authority, Denver Urban Ministries. He was the chairman of the board of Guarantee Bank Corporation. He was president of the Colorado FFA Foundation. FFA, Future Farmers of America, very much into the world of agriculture. Now, Katie, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Ed grew up on a farm, didn't he?
He did, yes.
Okay.
In Colorado.
Okay, so here is someone who has a farming background. He became a very, very successful, preeminent financial professional, but never, ever lost sight and lost his connection with the world of farming and agriculture. And the crowning achievement, the crowning act was I believe it was in 2019, he established the Edward B. Cordes Scholarship Fund. And what this fund is doing, listen carefully, because this is major and this is going to touch a lot of lives. This scholarship fund, the foundation, will fund over 30 full scholarships, 30, for FFA students to attend a Colorado college or vocational school. What I'm saying is Ed is paying for the education of 30 students. That's huge. And that's going to make a difference. That's going to change their lives and the lives of all of them, all of those around those individuals. And just as anyone who knew Ed, their life was forever touched and forever changed. And it is, I mean, it's my honor. First of all, it was an honor and a privilege to call Ed my friend and colleague. And it is an honor and a privilege, and I wish he was here to accept the award, but Katie is here to accept the award on his behalf. It is my privilege to present the Thomas R. Porter Lifetime Achievement Award to Ed Cordes, and accepting is his daughter, Katie Cordes.
Thank you. I was not expecting actually to get this emotional. That was just beautiful what you said about him. And thank you to NACVA and to you, Michael, for this honor and this award. It means so much to us, and I know it would mean so much to my dad as well. I have so many memories of his involvement with NACVA, going to teach frequently, or connecting people through the Colorado-Wyoming state chapter. The biggest memory for me were him coming home after the December meetings he would host after cocktails and dinner, and he just always wanted to bring people together professionally and personally, and he impacted so many people, and thank you. He was he was so many things to so many people, as you described, a teacher, a mentor, a colleague, a friend, and to me and my brother, a father. And in fact, he was all of those to me. I was actually an occasional employee of his, and part of my onboarding was actually the NACVA business valuation curriculum. So I too have learned from that as well. But through his whole life, he, as you said, he did all of those things, built and grew his practice, served on boards, professionally and, charitable, and really just taught me, and I'm sure everyone around him, the level of hard work that goes into achieving that sort of success. But to your point, he never forgot where he came from. And it's, he was always focused on giving back to students. He taught at NACVA, and education was so important to him. And I think if he couldn't be there to teach people into perpetuity, which I'm sure he would have preferred, he was going to help other kids get their education and pursue their dreams in a similar way that, he did. So I think that gift to the Colorado FFA Foundation is just, you're right. It's just going to change so many people's lives. And, you also alluded to how he was, the largest presence in the room. Oftentimes I would hear him before I would see him. And he always had fun. I think, it doesn't matter if he was sitting in a boardroom or on the witness stand being cross-examined, like he lived his life. And it was with fun and joy, and his absence has really left a big hole in this world, and it's just so touching. And I'm just honored to accept this award on his behalf. So thank you.
Thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Absolute pleasure.